Okay, this is People of the State of Michigan versus Robert Lewis, docket number 20-612FH. This is the time set for sentencing. Mr. Lewis, can you just confirm for me that you did agree to do the sentencing remotely instead of being at the courthouse?
Yes, I agree.
Thank you. Mr. Lewis, you were convicted of domestic assault and battery, second offense. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail. And you have the right to an attorney. You are represented by Ms. Shelton, who is present. And Ms. Shelton, have you had a chance to go through the pre-sentence report with your client?
I did, Judge.
Do you have any additions, deletions, or corrections?
We do have an update to the address and phone number. They have since changed. I believe he was in custody at the time the information was provided.
Okay, go ahead.
He's now living at 1908 William Street, Lansing, Michigan, 48915. And then his current telephone number is 517-862-1084.
Okay, and any other changes?
None, Your Honor.
I think maybe we should add the sentence. I believe he got 150 days credit for 139 and 3 years of probation, or am I wrong about that? In Eaton County.
I know he was sentenced to 5 months and the term of probation is correct.
Okay, then I'm just going to add that under the criminal offenses, 20 of 20. Sentence, it says pending, and I'm going to put 150 days and 3 years probation. I don't know how you get 3 years probation on an aggravated stalking, but that's what I showed the sentence as. So, okay, there are, of course, no guidelines because this is a misdemeanor. Ms. Allen, did the people have any corrections to the report?
Your Honor, just to add, I don't know if it's necessary, but with the probation, I was told by the prosecutor he was entered into their Swift Insure sanctions program in Eaton County as well.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. I won't add it, but I'll make a note of it.
And that was the only update we had, Judge.
Okay, and was there a victim who wanted to be heard?
I can speak on her behalf, Judge.
Go ahead.
I've spoken with Ms. Shearer throughout this case. She, in fact, is the same victim who is this in Eaton County. In fact, that crime was committed while the defendant was on bond in this case to this court. She feels the system failed her in that way, that she followed through on this case. It made it to circuit court, and while he was on bond, he committed the crimes which he ultimately pled to in Eaton County, which included the assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder, aggravated stalking, interfering with electronic communications, and domestic violence. And she's known all along that that case had a bigger hammer with it when it came to getting consequences and holding him accountable, which is why we reached the plea agreement in this case to get the domestic violence conviction and for him to be on probation in the Swift Insure program over there. I don't know if putting him on probation here, I know that's what is recommended, would serve any benefit. To be honest, I think a jail sentence and let him serve probation there would make most sense. The Swift Insure sanctions program, I assume it's similar to what we have here, is very strict with good oversight. I think that would be sufficient rather than having him here on probation for a misdemeanor. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Shelton?
Thank you. As the court's aware, he's already served 150 days in Eaton County. Because he was on a personal bond here, he only has about 2 days credit. Understanding that we would still ask the court to honor the 150 days that he's already served in Eaton County. If the court's not willing to honor that, and the alternative, we would ask for a non-reporting probation. He is going to be on probation in Eaton County for 3 years. a requirement of that probation is to participate in the domestic violence program, which he is already signed up for with PATS. He's due to start that this coming Monday. Additionally, there's no contact with the same victim in Eaton County. And then he doesn't have any employment right now. He was just recently released on April 22nd. So he is seeking employment. He's already got the ball rolling on the domestic violence program. He's looking for employment. So we would ask for no additional jail and a non-reporting probation at this time.
All right, thank you. And now you, Mr. Lewis, anything you want to say?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, what the prosecutor said has just absolutely mirrored my own thinking on this. There are very serious charges that Mr. Lewis is on probation for in Eaton County, and being in Swift and Shore is an even tougher road to go with Swift and Shore sanctions for violations. And since it's the same victim, I don't think it serves anything at all putting him on probation in Ingham County for a misdemeanor and duplicating basically all of the same conditions of probation. So in light of that, because I am confident that Eaton County can very adequately supervise and deliver any sanctions or bring Mr. Lewis through to a successful probationary period, which is what everybody wants, that they can do that without Ingham County duplicating things, I am just going to sentence you, Mr. Lewis, to 2 days in jail with credit for 2 days served. And you have to pay $75 to the Crime Victims Fund and $50 in state costs. Mr. Lewis, you have the right to file an application for leave to appeal your conviction and your sentence in this matter. You're entitled to an attorney at public expense to assist you in doing that. If you're making a request for one, you have to make it within 14 days of today's date. There is an advice of rights form that you use to do that, and that tells more about it. We will mail it to you, and that will conclude your hearing in this case. Good luck.